Imagine this for a moment. What if the only thing standing between you and the life you dream of is the size of your thinking? What if your success, your happiness, your confidence, your opportunities, all of it, are not limited by your background, your education, or your circumstances, but by the invisible boundaries you place inside your own mind? The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz is not just another self-help book. It is a wake-up call. A reminder that the life you want is already possible, waiting for you to grow into it. This book teaches one powerful truth. You don't need to be smarter, richer, or luckier. You just need to think bigger. For years, most people walk through life thinking small, doubting themselves, shrinking their dreams, and settling for average. But this book challenges you to break that pattern. It shows you how to believe in yourself, how to destroy fear, how to take bold action, and how to create a winning mindset that attracts success. If you're ready to step into a new level of thinking, this summary will open the door. Your transformation starts now. Chapter 1. Believe you can succeed, and you will. Success begins in the mind long before it appears in reality. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz explains the simple but life-changing truth. Your belief system is the engine that drives your accomplishments. If you believe you can win, your mind finds ways to make it happen. If you believe you will fail, your mind quietly works to prove you right. Your thoughts become your internal blueprint, and your life is built according to that plan. Schwartz argues that successful people are not extraordinary geniuses. They are ordinary individuals who developed extraordinary belief. Their confidence pushes them to try, to act, to persist, and to rise after setbacks. Belief creates the power that turns ideas into action. Without belief, even the best ideas die unused. He emphasizes that belief activates the mind, making you alert to opportunities, solutions, and possibilities. When you believe in success, your mind shifts into a solution-finding mode. You start noticing chances you previously ignored. You think creatively, and you take actions that move you forward. On the other hand, disbelief shuts down the mind. When you think, "I can't," your mind goes blank. It stops searching for answers and starts accepting defeat. This chapter encourages you to use a powerful success technique. Think success, not failure. Replace phrases like, "I'm not sure," "I can't," or "This is too difficult" with "I can do this," "There is a way," and "I will find the solution." These simple mental changes shift your emotional energy, boost confidence, and build momentum. Schwartz also highlights the importance of building a belief environment. Spend time with people who encourage your growth, not those who limit it. Positive thinkers strengthen your mindset. Negative thinkers weaken it. Your environment silently shapes your expectations about life. Another key message is that your belief must be supported by action. Belief without effort is fantasy, but belief combined with effort becomes power. Once you decide that success is possible, you start moving toward it. One step, one decision, one improvement at a time. This chapter reminds you that success is not reserved for the talented few. It is available to anyone willing to think confidently, dream boldly, and act courageously. When you truly believe you can succeed, your mind, behavior, and habits align with that belief, and success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Chapter 2. Cure yourself of excusitis. One of the biggest enemies of success is not lack of talent, opportunity, or resources. It is excusitis, The deadly habit of creating excuses for why you can't succeed. David J. Schwartz calls excusitis the failure disease because once it takes root, it spreads into every area of life, quietly destroying ambition, confidence, and progress. This chapter exposes the 4 most common excuses people use to limit themselves: health, intelligence, age, and luck. Schwartz explains that none of these excuses are real barriers. They are mental traps that shrink your thinking and freeze your actions. 1. Health excuse. I'm not in good condition. Many people exaggerate small health issues or convince themselves they lack the energy to improve. Schwartz argues that thinking negatively about your health actually weakens you, while thinking positively strengthens you. Successful people focus on what they can do, not what they fear they can't. Optimism creates energy. Self-pity drains it. 2. Intelligence. Excuse, I'm not smart enough. This is one of the most destructive excuses. Schwartz explains that success does not require a high IQ. It requires positive attitudes, emotional strength, creativity, and the ability to take action. Many highly intelligent people fail because they overthink and underact. Meanwhile, average thinkers with above-average determination succeed. The truth is simple. The world rewards results, not test scores. 3. Age excuse. I'm too young or I'm too old. Age is rarely a real limitation. It is mostly a belief. Young people doubt their experience, and older people doubt their time. But history shows that success has no age limit. The right time to start is always now. Your mindset matters far more than your years. 4. Luck excuse. Others are just lucky. Blaming luck is the easiest way to avoid responsibility. Schwartz explains that what we call luck is really preparation, persistence, and the courage to act. Successful people create their own luck by staying ready and stepping forward when opportunities appear. The cure for excusitis starts with recognizing excuses for what they are. Mental obstacles you choose to remove. Replace excuses with responsibility. Replace doubt with determination. And most importantly, replace I can't with I will. This chapter teaches a powerful truth. You don't need perfect conditions to succeed. You just need the courage to stop hiding behind excuses and start taking action. Chapter 3. Build confidence and destroy fear. Fear is the greatest enemy of achievement. It whispers that you're not ready, not capable, not enough. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz explains that fear grows in the dark, when you avoid action, avoid responsibility, and avoid challenges. But confidence grows in the light, when you take action, even small action, and prove to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. Schwartz makes one idea clear. Confidence is not a gift. It is a skill, and anyone can build it. Confidence comes from doing, from trying, from stepping forward even when you feel unsure. The more you act with courage, the more your fear shrinks. The more you hesitate, the more your fear expands. One of the most powerful techniques taught in this chapter is the confidence-building action formula. Action, confidence, more action, more confidence. Every step you take, no matter how small, builds momentum. You don't wait to feel confident before acting. You act first, and confidence follows. Schwartz explains that fear is often based on exaggeration. We imagine the worst, magnify it, and then freeze. To break this cycle, he encourages you to face fear directly. Look at the facts. Most fears are mental illusions, not real dangers. When you confront them, they lose their power. Your physical presentation also shapes your confidence. The chapter highlights techniques like walking with energy, making eye contact, speaking clearly, and maintaining good posture. These habits not only influence how others see you, they influence how you see yourself. When you behave confidently, your mind starts believing it. Another method to destroy fear is to fill your mind with positive thoughts about yourself. Negative self-talk creates insecurity. Positive self-talk builds strength. Remind yourself of your strengths, your progress, and your abilities. Believe that you are capable, and your mind will search for ways to prove it. The chapter also teaches the importance of not letting fear of people hold you back. Most people are not judging you as harshly as you think. They have their own fears, worries, and insecurities. Treat people as friends, not threats, and confidence will come naturally. Finally, Schwartz emphasizes that fear disappears when you move toward it. Success requires stepping out of your comfort zone repeatedly. The more you challenge your limits, the more your limits expand. Confidence is built one action at a time. When you act boldly, you open doors that fear once kept locked. Chapter 4. How to Think Big. Big success begins with big thinking. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz teaches that the size of your thinking determines the size of your results. Small thinkers create small goals, take small actions, and live small lives. Big thinkers envision possibilities, pursue bold dreams, and rise above the ordinary. Thinking big does not mean fantasy. It means expanding your vision of what is possible. Schwartz explains that your mind will always deliver the size of success you ask for. If you think small, your mind finds only small solutions. If you think big, your mind unlocks creative ideas, fresh perspectives, and powerful motivation. A key lesson in this chapter: do not sell yourself short. People often underestimate their own potential. They focus on limitations instead of strengths. They ask, "What if I fail?" instead of, "What if I succeed?" Big thinkers reverse this. They see their value, they believe in their ability to grow, and they expect positive outcomes. Schwartz also stresses the importance of using positive words to shape big thoughts. Your vocabulary influences your mindset. Replace impossible with "I'll find a way." Replace "I'm not sure" with "I can do this." When you speak like a big thinker, you begin to feel and act like one. Another technique is to focus on solutions, not problems. Average thinkers see obstacles and stop. Big thinkers see obstacles and ask, "What can I learn? How can I improve this? Which direction will lead me forward?" They transform difficulties into opportunities for growth. The chapter emphasizes big thinking in relationships as well. Big thinkers don't gossip, criticize, or look down on others. Instead, they respect people, appreciate talent, and build meaningful connections. Thinking big means seeing value in others, not just in yourself. Schwartz also highlights the importance of big goals. Clear, ambitious goals lift your thinking higher and guide your energy. A person with a small goal has small motivation. A person with a big goal wakes up with drive, purpose, and excitement. Finally, the author reminds you that thinking big is a habit. It must be practiced daily. Challenge limiting thoughts. Choose bold ideas. Encourage yourself to aim higher than what feels comfortable. This chapter teaches a powerful truth. Your world expands or shrinks based on the size of your thinking. When you dare to think big, truly big, you begin living a life that matches your potential, not your fears. Chapter 5. How to Think and Dream Creatively. Creativity is not a talent reserved for artists, inventors, or geniuses. It is a skill that every person can develop. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz teaches that creative thinking is the ability to see new possibilities, new solutions, and new paths to success. And the best part? Creative thinking begins with one habit: asking the right questions. Schwartz explains that most people do not lack creativity. They simply fail to use it. They get stuck in routine thinking, repeating the same old patterns, and never challenging themselves to think differently. Creative thinkers, on the other hand, constantly ask, "How can I improve this? What's another way to do it? What if I tried something completely new?" A major principle of this chapter is that big successes require big imagination. Every great achievement in history began in someone's mind as a dream, an idea that others thought was impossible. Creative thinking allows you to break through barriers, approach challenges with fresh perspective, and discover opportunities that others miss. Schwartz teaches several techniques to grow your creative ability. 1. Believe there is always a better way. Creative thinkers refuse to settle. They assume improvement is possible and search for it with enthusiasm. This belief opens the mind and activates innovation. 2. Ask more questions. Questions force the brain to explore, analyze, and think deeply. The more questions you ask, the more ideas you generate. 3. Mix with people who inspire new ideas. Your environment fuels your creativity. Spend time with people who think differently, who challenge your assumptions, and who stimulate your imagination. 4. Practice mental flexibility. Avoid fixed thinking. Try new activities, read widely, explore unfamiliar places, and remain open to different viewpoints. These experiences stretch your imagination. Another powerful point in the chapter is the importance of dreaming boldly. Creative thinking grows when you allow yourself to imagine a bigger future without fear or doubt. Big dreams create big motivation, and big motivation leads to big actions. Schwartz explains that creative thinking is also essential for solving problems. When you think creatively, problems become opportunities. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "How can I turn this into something useful?" This shift transforms your mindset from victim to creator. Ultimately, this chapter teaches that creativity is a tool for progress. When you think creatively, you unlock new levels of success, confidence, and possibility. Your mind becomes a workshop for ideas that elevate your life and set you apart from the average thinker. Chapter 6. You are what you think you are. In this powerful chapter, David J. Schwartz explains that the way you see yourself determines everything: your confidence, your behavior, your ambitions, and ultimately, your success. You are not what others think you are. You are what you think you are. Your self-image is the foundation of your entire life. Schwartz argues that people often limit their potential not because they lack talent, but because they think of themselves as ordinary, unimportant, or incapable. When you underestimate yourself, you shrink your goals and weaken your actions. But when you see yourself as capable, worthy, and valuable, your behavior aligns with that belief. A major lesson in this chapter is, your appearance, your actions, and your words should reflect the person you want to become, not the doubts you feel inside. Big thinkers project confidence. They speak with purpose, walk with energy, and carry themselves with dignity. These habits not only influence how others see you, they reshape how you see yourself. Schwartz shares several strategies for developing a stronger self-image. 1. Upgrade your self-belief. Tell yourself you are important. Not in an arrogant way, but in a respectful, self-honoring way. You have value, potential, and purpose. When you believe this internally, others begin to believe it too. 2. Look important. Your appearance influences your mindset. Dressing neatly, standing tall, and maintaining good posture sends a message to your brain. I am confident and capable. This small shift builds inner strength. 3. Think about your work in a bigger way. Whatever job you do, see it as meaningful. When you treat your role as important, you perform with greater enthusiasm and care. This mindset leads to promotion, recognition, and growth. 4. Use positive vocabulary. Words shape identity. Replace phrases like, "I'm not good at this," with, "I'm improving every day." Speak about yourself with respect, and your mind will respond with empowerment. Schwartz emphasizes that the world often mirrors your self-image. If you think highly of yourself, others see you as someone worth noticing. If you think small, others treat you accordingly. Your internal perception becomes your external reality. The chapter closes with a powerful reminder. Success begins with self-respect. When you believe you are capable of greatness, your actions rise to match that belief. You attract better opportunities, build stronger relationships, and unlock a bigger life. Chapter 7. Manage your environment. Go first class. Your environment shapes your mind, your habits, and your expectations. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz explains that success grows in the right environment and dies in the wrong one. Just like a plant needs good soil to flourish, you need a supportive, positive, and growth-focused environment to reach your potential. Schwartz highlights that the people you spend time with have a powerful influence on your thinking. If you surround yourself with complainers, pessimists, and small thinkers, their negativity will eventually weaken your confidence and shrink your ambition. But if you surround yourself with optimists, doers, and big thinkers, their energy will lift you, inspire you, and help you grow. As he states, your mind reflects your surroundings just as your body reflects your diet. The first step to managing your environment is to choose your companions carefully. Spend more time with people who encourage opportunity, not limitation. Distance yourself from those who constantly criticize, discourage, or doubt your dreams. The more selective you are with your circle, the stronger your mindset becomes. Another major idea in this chapter is the concept of going first class. This doesn't mean wasting money or living beyond your means. Instead, it means developing a first-class mindset, thinking in terms of quality, excellence, and high standards. When you treat yourself with respect, when you invest in your growth, when you aim for the best rather than the cheapest, you send a powerful message to your mind. I deserve success. Going first class can be simple. It may mean reading better books, learning new skills, improving your workspace, or dressing in a way that makes you feel confident. Every decision that elevates your environment elevates your thinking. Schwartz also emphasizes the importance of your mental environment. Feed your mind with inspiring content. Books, videos, ideas, conversations. Avoid gossip, negativity, and useless media. What you put into your mind shapes what comes out of your life. Lastly, he reminds us that you have the power to create your own environment, even if the one around you is not ideal. You can choose your influences, protect your mindset, and build habits that support your success. This chapter teaches a vital principle. Environment is stronger than willpower. If you choose the right surroundings, people, thoughts, and standards, your success becomes natural, not forced. Chapter 8. Make your attitudes your allies. Success is not only about skills, knowledge, or effort. It is largely about attitude. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz teaches that your attitude is one of the most powerful tools you possess. The way you think, feel, and react shapes your results, influences your relationships, and determines how others respond to you. Your attitude can either be your ally or your enemy. Schwartz emphasizes that big thinkers succeed because they develop positive, constructive attitudes toward themselves, others, and life's challenges. Negative attitudes, on the other hand, create self-doubt, attract resistance, and push opportunities away. The mind tends to become what it repeatedly focuses on. If you dwell on problems, worry, or criticize yourself and others, you strengthen weakness. If you focus on possibilities, strengths, and solutions, you strengthen success. A key lesson in this chapter is the importance of choosing your attitudes consciously. You may not control all events in life, but you can control your response to them. Positive attitudes are a choice, a daily practice that shapes your behavior and your future. Schwartz encourages readers to think in terms of abundance, solutions, and opportunity, instead of limitation and failure. Another crucial point is the attitude toward other people. Big thinkers treat others with respect, kindness, and cooperation. They build trust and inspire loyalty. Negativity, envy, or arrogance repels people and limits influence. Your relationships often determine the size of your opportunities, so cultivating a positive interpersonal attitude is essential. Schwartz also explains the importance of a can-do attitude toward problems. Instead of complaining or fearing difficulties, big thinkers approach challenges as opportunities to learn, grow, and demonstrate competence. Attitude converts obstacles into stepping stones. Finally, the chapter highlights the attitude toward yourself. Believing in your potential, valuing your skills, and expecting success energizes your efforts. Confidence combined with the right attitude leads to decisive action, persistence, and results. The overarching message is clear. Success begins with attitude. Skills, intelligence, and circumstances are secondary. When you make your attitudes your allies, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions in a powerful flow toward success. Positive attitudes are contagious. They attract opportunities, support, and momentum. Negativity is equally contagious. Choose wisely. Make your mind, your heart, and your outlook allies in your pursuit of greatness. Chapter 9. Think right toward people. Success is not achieved in isolation. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz emphasizes that how you think about and treat other people determines your level of influence, cooperation, and achievement. The mindset you hold toward others shapes your relationships, your reputation, and the opportunities that come your way. Big thinkers understand that success is as much about people as it is about personal skill or effort. Schwartz points out that many people sabotage themselves by focusing on the wrong thoughts: jealousy, suspicion, resentment, or the desire to dominate. Such attitudes close doors and isolate them. In contrast, positive thinkers look for the good in others, give credit freely, and encourage cooperation. When you believe in the potential, integrity, and value of people, they respond with loyalty, trust, and willingness to help. A critical lesson is the power of respect and appreciation. Simple acts, listening carefully, acknowledging contributions, and showing genuine interest, strengthen relationships and open opportunities. Schwartz stresses that people remember how you made them feel more than what you said or did. A positive impression fosters collaboration and influence, while a negative attitude creates resistance and conflict. The chapter also emphasizes thinking in terms of solutions, rather than problems with people. Instead of dwelling on flaws, mistakes, or frustrations, focus on possibilities and improvement. Constructive thinking transforms challenging interactions into productive outcomes and builds your reputation as a leader and problem solver. Schwartz introduces the idea that your environment and network are shaped by your thinking toward others. If you treat people well, you attract helpful, capable, and supportive individuals. If you treat them poorly, you create friction and limit your progress. Big thinkers understand that human relationships are assets to be cultivated, not obstacles to be tolerated. Finally, the chapter reminds readers that thinking right toward people is a daily habit, not a one-time decision. Every interaction, from casual conversations to formal negotiations, is an opportunity to demonstrate positive thinking, respect, and integrity. Over time, these attitudes build influence, loyalty, and pathways to success that no amount of knowledge or talent alone can provide. The key takeaway: your mindset toward others directly impacts your ability to achieve, grow, and lead. Thinking positively, acting respectfully, and encouraging others multiplies your success, while negative attitudes and criticism limit both your opportunities and your potential. Chapter 10. Get the action habit. Thinking, planning, and dreaming are important, but success comes only through action. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz emphasizes that most people fail not because they lack ideas, intelligence, or ambition, but because they delay action. Procrastination, overthinking, and hesitation are the greatest enemies of achievement. To think big and achieve big, you must develop the habit of taking immediate, decisive action. Schwartz explains that successful people do not wait for perfect conditions. They start where they are, with the resources they have, and they learn and adapt along the way. The simple act of taking action creates momentum, builds confidence, and opens doors that thought alone never could. He calls this the do-it-now principle, a mindset of moving forward, even if you don't have all the answers. A key idea is that action cures fear. Many people hesitate because they feel uncertain, afraid, or unqualified. But action diminishes fear by proving to yourself that you are capable. Each step forward strengthens courage and encourages bigger steps. Conversely, inaction magnifies doubt and anxiety, creating a cycle of stagnation. Schwartz also introduces methods to develop the action habit. Set deadlines. A clear timeline forces you to start and finish tasks instead of postponing them indefinitely. Break tasks into small steps. Even modest progress each day accumulates into significant results. Prioritize tasks that move you forward. Focus on high-value actions that have impact, not on busy work. Act boldly. Big thinkers take initiative and make decisions, even if imperfect, instead of waiting for certainty. Another important principle is combining thinking with doing. Thought without action is wasted energy. Action without thought is reckless. Successful people balance planning with execution, using both to amplify results. Schwartz emphasizes that the habit of action compounds over time. Small, consistent steps create momentum, opportunities, and success that snowball. Waiting for motivation or inspiration is a trap. Action creates motivation. Doing more than others expect sets you apart and accelerates achievement. The chapter concludes with a powerful truth. Thinking big is meaningless without action. To achieve extraordinary results, you must act, persist, and adapt relentlessly. Action transforms ideas, dreams, and goals into reality. The habit of action is the bridge between ambition and accomplishment. Chapter 11. How to turn defeat into victory. Failure is not the end. It is a stepping stone. In this chapter, David J. Schwartz teaches that defeat is inevitable for everyone at some point, but what separates successful people from others is their ability to turn setbacks into opportunities for growth. Big thinkers see failure not as a wall, but as a detour, pointing the way forward. Schwartz explains that most people react to defeat with discouragement, self-pity, or blame. They focus on the unfairness of the situation or the limits of their ability. This mindset magnifies the problem and prevents learning. In contrast, successful people analyze their setbacks, extract lessons, and immediately look for a new approach. Defeat becomes a teacher, not a tyrant. A key principle is maintaining a positive mental attitude during adversity. Optimism is a conscious choice, even when circumstances are challenging. Positive thinking in the face of difficulty strengthens resolve, keeps motivation alive, and signals to your mind and environment that you are still capable of success. Schwartz highlights several strategies for turning defeat into victory. Face the facts without self-pity. Accept reality honestly, and focus on solutions rather than complaints. Learn from mistakes. Every setback contains valuable lessons. Identify what went wrong and adjust your plan. Keep moving. Do not dwell on defeat. Immediate action toward a new goal rebuilds momentum. Protect your self-image. Avoid letting failure define you. Believe in your worth and abilities, regardless of temporary setbacks. Another essential lesson is viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. Each failure tests your resilience, sharpens your skills, and strengthens your confidence. Big thinkers understand that adversity can fuel determination, creativity, and problem-solving. Schwartz also emphasizes the importance of perseverance and persistence. Victory rarely comes from one attempt. Repeated effort, fueled by belief, action, and lessons learned, eventually produces success. Every obstacle overcome adds to experience and capability, preparing you for bigger achievements. The chapter concludes with a profound truth. Defeat only defeats those who give up. By maintaining the right mindset, taking responsibility, learning, and acting boldly, setbacks can become the foundation of remarkable success. True winners do not avoid failure. They use it as a ladder to climb higher than they ever imagined. Thank you for joining us on AchieFly Audiobook as we explored the magic of thinking big. Remember, every challenge, every setback, and every defeat is not the end. It's a stepping stone toward your greatest success. As Chapter 11 teaches, victory comes to those who learn, adapt, and take bold action even after failure. Keep thinking big, acting boldly, and believing in yourself. Your mindset shapes your reality, and every step forward brings you closer to the life you dream of. Stay motivated, stay determined, and keep flying higher with AchieFly.